Hello and welcome to Knit All the Yarn podcast. My name is Lisa and I live in Michigan with my husband and my kiddos. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as 72 Stitches. And I'm getting my coffee, pumpkin spice creamer. Yeah. I got this mug from Crazy Sock Lady, but she's no longer selling stuff, so sorry. Also wearing, almost not my coffee, my dating shirt that you also cannot purchase. I'm just not very helpful today. This is from Natty's spreadshirt shop. Hopefully someday she will bring that back. So this is episode 178. I had to look at my show notes. This is my YouTube channel where I share my knitting, crocheting, cross stitch, whatever crafty thing I'm up to. Today it is all knitting. I have 2 finished objects, one huge one, and 2 whips. I have no stash, but I'm getting a bunch. I think I'm getting 2 skeins today and possibly 2 skeins on Monday. So I'm gonna we'll have some stash next week. I had a stressful week. 2 of those were the Freckled Whimsy Yarn of the Month clubs. Oh wait, no, that's 3. Oh my. So 5 skeins. I forgot, I ordered the Advent skein from Freckled Whimsy. That's coming today. I'm gonna try not to open it till later. It's gonna be hard though. So yeah, I have that. And my 2 Yarn of the Month clubs. And then I bought 2 mustache yarn skeins. Oops. That's okay. Let's see. Last week I uploaded and posted my last episode and I totally forgot to put the show notes in. So if you were watching, there was a viewer that said, hey, where are the show notes? That's weird. And I'm like, that is weird. I should have put them in there. And then I'm like, I didn't do it. So I quickly put them in there. So if you were looking for them last time when you watched, they are back in there now. That's the first time that's happened. But the show notes should be down right there. If they're not, please give me a comment and I will put them in there quickly. They're all typed up before I record this episode. So all I gotta do is copy and paste them. Not a big deal. So yeah, show notes should be right down there. I'll have links to where you can find me. I'm most active on Instagram. I'll have links to yarn, bags, patterns, my reading and watching, stash if I have any. Yeah, all that good stuff. Right down there. I guess we'll get started. Oh, I have stash stats. Should we do stash stats first? Stash stats. That's kind of hard to say. Okay, I have been keeping track all year long of how many meters I've been using. Next year, I'm going to do this, but I think I'm going to change it to grams because grams are just easier. And then I can convert it into like full skeins. So then I can see how many skeins that I, roughly used. And I'm going to also, when I buy yarn, I'm going to count it as grams instead of skeins. I don't know if I'm going to like that, but we'll figure it out. Because usually I buy fingering weight and that's 100 gram skeins. So if I buy like 5, that's 500 grams. So my numbers are going to be a little bit higher next year, I think. But I think it'll be easier. And then I'll just weigh my item and say, I used 60 grams for these socks. Instead of having to do meters. But since I'm doing meters, I'm just going to finish out meters for the end of this year. We have 2 more months. Okay, so October. I didn't do that much in October. Look at my finished object list in October. Oh, I finished 3 socks in the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along. That Mystery Knit Along took more time this year than last year because last year I knit, I think 7 pairs of socks and the shawl. So yeah. Now the shawl doesn't look that much bigger than the one I did last year, the Shawlography. But I don't know, it just took more time. Anyway, so for October, I did 2,080 meters, which is pretty good. I mean, I usually average around 2,000 unless I have a big project like a sweater or blanket. So about 2,000 meters this month, and so I am up to 47,675 meters. We have November and December. Now December might be, I don't know if I'll finish very many things in December because it's a lot of advent knitting. I'll probably finish 2 pairs of socks. I don't know. We'll see what I get up to. But I think my original goal was 50,000 meters. I still think I can do it. Because this month is going to be heavy on the socks. So, yep, that is my stash stats for October. I'm excited for next year and doing grams. We'll see if this is easier. I mean, it's just for my own personal, trying to keep track of how much is coming in my stash and how much is coming out. Yeah, I'm trying to use more than I'm buying, but I'm not going to say I'm not buying any yarn because that's just, no, I'm not going to do that. If I'm not buying yarn, I must be on the verge of death. Yeah. I mean, there are times where it's like, man, I don't want any for a couple weeks, and then bam, it comes back. I think if you remember, I don't know if it was last episode or the previous episode, I was like, I don't feel like buying yarn. What's wrong with me? It passed. I'm buying yarn again. As you will see next week. Okay, and I'm also keeping track of my in and out for just skeins. So, like I said, I think I'm going to change this and I'm going to do grams. And I think I'm going to have to start counting my row 1 minis because technically it's 100 grams of yarn. I need to get back. I don't know. I have a hard time with the minis. It's like I use a lot of scraps, but if I don't count them, but I count them as I use them, I don't know. Also, I did not count my MKAL yarn as out because I didn't add it in. So I need to get better. I just need to embrace my yarn usage and buying, and it's fine. It's fine. I knit a ton. So next year we will, I will do better housekeeping with this. But I used 4 skeins, a West Yorkshire Spinners, 2 Felici, and my Desert Vista Dye Works. And I have my Freckled Whimsy Yarn of the Month clubs, and then I bought a mustache yarn. So 3 and 4. So yep, that's the yarn in and out as of right now. For November, I'll just give you a sneak peek. I used 2 Felici, but this is going to change today because my Freckled Whimsy is supposed to come. So I will probably be even again because I think oh no, I'm going to be, nope, I'm getting 3 skeins. So I'm already in the negative. I didn't tell you what day it was today. Today is November 4th. Yep, November 4th, 2022. It is Friday. Tomorrow is my oldest daughter's birthday. She's going to be 12. Oh, 12. Teenager years. I can do this, right? All right, that's all of my stats, my stash stats for you. And okay, I guess we'll do finished objects. Let's get the show on the road. Oh my word. I got these to perfectly match. Usually I don't care about that. And also it depends when I would like to wind these into balls. I know they're already in a ball, or I like to wind them in cakes. I just like knitting from a cake. And also a lot of times Knitpicks, this is Knitpicks Felici, has knots in it. Or not really knots, but where they try to splice the yarns together. And it's like, I'm afraid if I knit that in my sock that it's gonna come apart. So I like to know what knots are coming to me before I start knitting. But these ones did not have knots, and I think I only had to cut like one color out to get them to match, so I said we're gonna go for matching. Most of the times it's like I don't want to cut 3 colors out to match. So this is Knitpicks Felici Rustic Cabin, and I did the heels in Knitpicks Stroll Dove Heather. And these are for me. 64 stitches. I use a US 1.5, which is a 2.5 millimeter. Yep. So these are for me. I don't need any more socks, but you know what? I love socks. I probably have enough socks to like wear a pair every day for probably 4 months before I'd have to wash them. Which means they were going to last me forever because I don't wear them more than once. And they probably never get holes in them. So as long as my feet don't get any bigger or any smaller, I'll have enough socks for the rest of my life. Even if I get like, even when I'm 80 and I was like, oh, I don't know, maybe I'll be 80 and knitting socks still? Oh, wow, I don't know. Who knows? Okay, that is one finished object. Oh, next finished object is my Stephen West Mystery Knit Along. I don't think I need to say this anymore, but this is the last time you're going to see. This is the last time I'll probably be wearing this on the podcast every once in a while, but my Stephen West Mystery Knit Along shawl is done. I finished it last Sunday. Yes. It was nice to be able to finish the shawl in the same month that I cast on. Usually that doesn't happen. I thought the last clue was going to take me forever, but actually it didn't. So I'm going to show that now. If you do not want to be spoiled, look away. But you know what, after I show you this, I'm probably going to wear it, and I'll wear it for the rest of the episode. So if you really don't want to see it, but I feel like it's been on Instagram everywhere. It's been a week and a day since the last clues come out. Whatever, I'm going to show it, and I'm going to wear it. All right, ready? Did I snip? I don't think I snipped my ends. I weaved them in, but I didn't snip them. You can see one sticking up right there. Oh, and it smells good. I used tough woolens to wash it. I think I used lavender apple. That's my favorite. So here is the shawl. And I blocked this part is curling just a little, but it's a lot better than what it was when I blocked it. So I used all Knitpicks Stroll, Dove Heather, Cobblestone Heather, and Dandelion is the yellow. I guess I'll show you the back. I haven't clipped the ends. They're all woven in, but I didn't clip them yet. Oh. And I did do the longer border. I don't know where I was last time. I think I was on like one of these sides, wasn't I? Did I have one done? I think I had one done and I started the other one. So you didn't see the bottom here. Oh, I do love it. That's cool. Do a close up. I can't really see. Stephen West is a genius. I was really unsure about this shawl. I was like, I don't know about this. That end is gonna bother me. I wonder if I can twist it. Tuck it in. So yeah, here it is. Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, I was very unsure about this shawl. I was like, is this really gonna work? He had all of our head scratching with this one. I don't know how I'm gonna wear it just yet. Maybe like this for right now until I get too hot. No, I'm gonna wear it like this. That way I can move. But here it is. And I did my Vlogtober episode where I shared all of it. It still is a little short. I mean, it comes to like the middle of my back. I'm not very tall. I'm like 5'6". No, I'm not. I'm not 5'6". I'm like 5'4", 5'5" maybe on a good day. So yeah, that's my only complaint. I like a deep shawl. It's not a deep shawl, but other than that, I love it. I love my colors. That probably helps a ton. And it's so hard to, oh, look at that, get rays coming from the knitting shirt. So I did my Vlogtober about this. I talked about other thoughts and complaints and joys and all that in my series if you want to go back and watch that. I am going to share how much yarn I had left. I know I talked about it in my Vlogtober episode, but not everybody watches those. So I will at least tell you how much yarn I had left because I had tons. So my main color was Cobblestone Heather. And this is what I had left. I had to do, since this is a stroll, it has 50 gram balls. You needed 100, so I had to buy 4 balls. So this is what I have left. And this is 62 grams. And my contrast color was Dove Heather, 80 grams. And then my Dandelion, 40 grams. So yeah, I had a total of 182 grams left, and I bought 500. So, I mean, I like having leftovers, but not that many leftovers. That's okay. I will use that in a scrappy project. Not a big deal. My daughter says she wants this. I don't know what she's going to use it for, but she's like, Mom, I love that color. I'm like, okay, you can have it. So yeah, that is all my finished objects. Ooh, this might be a long episode. We're at 17 minutes. So my favorite section to knit was probably the cables. And putting these little wormy things in there, that's okay. I mean, it would have been fine if you didn't, but I do love that they're yellow, so it just kind of, they pop out. So that's probably why I did it. If it was too close to the color, I'd probably like, yeah, you can't see it. Why bother? Okay, now we're gonna do whips. This whip is sticking out, so we need to stick him back in there. This is from Happy Little Yarn. She's taking a break from making bags right now, but I will have her shop link below so you can keep an eye out. All right, this is my Desert Vista Dye Works for November. Rose and Somebody Jack, which is Titanic. Oh, I love Titanic. It's probably, I don't really have favorite movies. I'm more of a TV show person, but I really like that one. Okay. I got a lot done. So I cast these on November 1st. I think I just did the cuffs and then I finished these up on the 1st. And then I went back to these. So I really didn't, I think the 2nd I started working on them. Look at these. Oh. Work with me, hands. Look at that. When I saw this in the skein, I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. Knit it and then make your decision. If you're curious about all my stitch markers, I will link a video down below. So I was here yesterday morning, so I did all of that yesterday. I think that's like 70 or 80 rows. Yeah, we'll say about 80 rows. So I'm gonna move, this stitch marker is, his name is Stuart, and he is from Twin Mountain Handcrafts. It was part of her Halloween collection. I don't know if they still have the Halloween stitch markers in there. There was a set of 5 monsters, but this one's my favorite. He looks so shocked and surprised. So I will move him up. I don't know how much knitting I'm gonna get done today. I have a lot of stuff to do. Ugh, adulting. It's keeping me from knitting. I don't like it. I got laundry to do. Laundry to fold. I have to make my daughter's cake. Yeah, I had to call and set up an appointment for her yearly checkup. And I'm like, oh, I hate making phone calls, but it's done. It's done. So all I have to do is make the cake and fold the laundry, and I think I have the rest of the day to knit. So I just gotta power through. So I knit my magic loop. I use a 32-inch cord, Chiaogoo red lace 2.5 millimeter, which is a US 1.5. I do 12 rows of 2x2 rib. I usually do my legs about 70 rows, and then about 70 rows for my foot. I like long legs. Keep my legs toasty. And I do have the second one cast on. I usually like to take the cake, the skein, wind it up in a cake, and then divide it in half, so I can start both socks at the same time. Or if not, usually if I get to the heel, or if I get like here, it's like, okay, let's cast on the second sock. So they're not gonna match, but I'm okay with it. I thought they were, but then I was confused because I thought there's only one black stripe. I'm like, oh, there's two black stripes. Or I guess there's a black stripe and like a gray stripe, but that's okay. So I got the cuff done, and we're ready to go. And that is that whip. I think I have, let's see. I might have like 10 more rows before I do my toe. I'll have to measure it. But this is row 120. So I usually do, I mean, I might have 30 rows. Anyway, I am about 10, I'll just say 10 to 20 rows to the toe on this one. So I might be able to finish this sock today, minus the heel. I like to do the heels when both socks are done and just do them both at the same time. All right, and my last whip. Oh, do you guys remember this one? If you've been here a while, I had to put this one in hibernation because of the MKAL. This is also Happy Little Yarn. She made this bag for me for, I think, Christmas present or birthday. One of those. So this is my Star Wars cowl. I'm using Mustache Yarn. Her my brain just left me. Come back, brain. The Star Wars mini set I bought in May. Yes. She did have another Star Wars update. That's the yarn that I bought. There was 2 colorways that I didn't have, and I'm like, you know what? I just need to complete my collection. I'm just gonna do it right now. And then next year, if she comes out with a new one, I will buy it. And if not, then I'll just buy something else of hers. I really love her yarn. It's beautiful. Anyway, I bought a mini set. They did not have the mini sets this time, so you didn't miss out. I'm sure, I don't know if there's anything left. They might be all gone. Anyway, I started, this was my birthday cast on. My birthday was in August, so I've been chugging along on this. I've been trying to do this about half hour every day, Monday through Friday. Now sometimes it's 45 minutes, sometimes it's an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I just, you know, I get into it and I just keep going. So I don't really time myself, but I try to work on it in the morning. So I'm doing I did a provisional cast on of 100 stitches. I'm using a US, I wrote it down this time, US 2.5, which is a 3 millimeter, circular, 16-inch circular. My yarn had a knot in it, or not, it wasn't a knot, it was when they were trying to place them together. So I just snipped it and just bolted in because I don't want this thing falling apart. Are you supposed to knit those in? Is it okay to knit that in? Do you know what I'm talking about? Where they have the two ends and they like try to join them, but you can obviously see each end. It's not a knot. Anyway, if you know what I'm talking about, I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. I was afraid to knit that in. Usually if that happens with any yarn, I snip it out because I don't want it to come unraveled. So I did a whole mini. So I started this on Monday and I finished the mini today. There's the dangly end. And this one is, she changed her names. I think it's Luke. It used to be Luke. Womp Rat Sharpshooter. I'm unsure about that. I'm sure there's a reference, I just don't get it. But, so yeah, I finished a whole mini. So if I do if I do 4 grams every day, Monday through Friday, I should be able to finish the mini. So I'm gonna try to just do 4 grams a day, and we'll see how long. That might take me more than a half hour, but. And here is my Chewbacca Yeti from Simply Serving. So yeah. Yep, I was here. I finished, this one is Leia, or Princess General. Just say Leia. It's Leia. That one's Chewie. I'm going to say the old names because I can remember those. That says Han. I think that's Han. Yeah. And this one is Lando, Obi-Wan, Yoda, and I think this one is like, this is one of her newer ones. I think it's just, I think it was called The Last Jedi, but I think it's Space Wizard now. Oh, it's beautiful. So yeah, I have 17 minis. My next one, I already caked it up. So I'm ready for Monday, and this is Bounty Hunter. Which one's Bounty Hunter? I don't remember. If you remember, let me know. I don't know. I understand why she changed her names because of copyright, but now it's just confusing for me. And I think on some of her skeins she has AKA what it used to be called, but she didn't do that for the minis. So that's okay. So yeah, that is that. And I'm gonna do, I did a provisional cast on and I'm going to Kitchener stitch the ends together when I'm done. It's pretty long right now. I think I have, I made one of these before with nomadic yarn scraps. I absolutely love it. This one might not be as long as that, but oh, look at all this yarny goodness. So yep, that is all of my whips. I thought I would have more to show today, and I'm like, nope, I got 2 finished objects and 2 whips. That's okay. All right, I will share my next cast on with you since I don't have any stash. I caked this up yesterday. If you watched my last episode, I was like, it's time for Christmas socks. So, oh, I caked this up. This is Woolens and Nosh. First time using this. I think I bought this like last year during Christmas time and I never used it, so. And it's called Winter Mint. And there's their tag. Oh, oh. Yeah, so I've never used this. So we need to get on that bandwagon. It feels really nice. This is 90% superwash Targhee, 10% nylon, 3-ply, 411 yards per 100 grams. So it's a little bit thicker. So I feel like it's kind of like Patton's Croy, but it feels softer. So yeah, I've never used Targhee before, so we'll give it a go. But just like touching it, oh, it feels nice. Oh, it feels nice. It's gonna be nice and toasty. So yeah, I will have those cast on once I finish my Desert Vista Dye Work socks. Also, my Desert Vista dye work socks, I think I'm going to do one more year of the knit along for next year, and then I think I'm going to take a break. Yeah, this is my second year doing it, so next year will be my third year. I already have enough yarn to do the full year. I don't have to buy any. I might have one or two skeins from prizes that I will get for the year, but yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do it again. I don't know. We'll see. As of right now, I think I'm just going to work on other stuff. Work on other yarn I have. I have plenty. All right, reading and watching real quick because we're at half an hour. Reading, I am still listening to Outlander. I have about 10 hours left. And I think I want to stop talking about Expanse number 4 because I did not read it at all this week. So it will be down in the show notes, but I think after this, I'm not going to talk about it anymore because I don't know if I'm going to finish it. But I usually listen to Outlander in the morning when I'm working on my Star Wars cowl. So I have been listening to that pretty much every day this week. Yeah. Watching... Okay, my husband and I are watching Star Trek Strange New Worlds. It's like a spin-off show. It's on Paramount. It's alright. It's not my favorite. But we decided to watch it. I think there's only one season. I don't know. Unsure about that. I am watching Walking Dead still. Walking Dead. I don't know why I keep saying Walking Dead still. I am watching Walking Dead. Season 11, the last one. I started Grey's Anatomy season 17. This one is sad. It has all the sads. I believe this is the season that when COVID was happening, and it's really hard to watch. It's taking me back to that bad time when it was really bad. I mean, it's still bad, but oh yeah. So I think I'm like half done, but it's sad. But I'm still gonna watch it. Also, I watched a few episodes of Rocko's Modern Life. That's my cartoon of choice this week. Just a couple episodes. I'm really trying to finish Grey's Anatomy. I think after this I have one more season. I think that's all Netflix has. So I don't know if they have a 19. Is that show still on? I feel like that show is going to go on forever until the main character, I don't know what her name is, Ellen something. If she's like, I don't want to do this anymore, but dang, for 17 seasons? I'm sure they're paying her very, very well. All right, that's it for reading and watching. I have no stash, like I said. Life stuff this week has been rough. We had some family drama. I'm not going to get into it. It's okay now. Everything has worked itself out. So that was stressful. Yeah, the weather has been warmer than usual. I think the high today is like 68, 66. It's been in like the high 60s all week. I'm like, what happened to fall? I mean, it's nice to have the windows open again, but I got all my knit socks out and now it's hot and I can't wear them. So yeah, it's cold in the mornings and then it's hot in the afternoons, but yeah, so that's the weather report. I did rake the leaves in the yard. I did have my husband help me because I wasn't feeling that well last weekend, but I am fine now. Yeah, so all the rakes are raked. All the leaves are raked. They are out in the curb. They have not been picked up yet, but I think next week is our street pickup day or pickup week. So hopefully the leaves will go bye-bye and the grass won't be too dead. They've been sitting there for a week, so I'm sure the grass it's fine. It'll come back. Yep, so I guess that's it. Yeah, I'm hanging in there. Hopefully this week will be better. I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Ring the bell if you want to be notified when I put out new episodes. Usually I record on Fridays and they're up on Mondays. Yeah. If you have any questions or comments, put them right in the comment box. I do love reading those. And hopefully I will see you next week. Bye.